I'm just aware of the process personally that I went through as a transformation. And also this is something else that I was aware of that I would go through, because there are levels of ego that are wanting to not let go of its reality, of wanting to experience things as they are. So I've always been pretty spiritual. I've always had a sense of maybe I've been here before, or there's something deeper under. I've never really been completely trapped within the realm of consciousness that exists around the planet, which is one of fear and being associated to that by news or whatever. I knew there was something else. I've always been that way, even right from a child, so I don't know what that is necessarily. So, and also understanding the Enneagram, which is a very spiritual tool that can aid transformation. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Can I just ask a
Yeah.
question? I didn't know if somebody else was going to ask.
No, it's okay.
It's just because you were saying then about, I can't remember what you were saying, but
Sorry.
it made me think of it, but because you do hypnotism as well.
I prefer hypnosis as opposed to hypnotism. Hypnotism generally is, I think, much more associated with sort of like a chicken, sort of like
Is it hypnosis?
Dalek.
Yeah. And then you were speaking about being in the now, but just in what you were just saying, as though you've perhaps been here before. How does that? I don't really know what I'm saying actually, but kind of how does that and like past life regression and people who are into that idea fit in with what you have studied and learned through hypnosis and the other things to bring you to be able to be present in the now? Do you see what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, it's a fair question. Sometimes you ask at an unconscious level, did this problem manifest before, during, or after your birth? And sometimes it pops out that it was before. How's that possible?
Oh.
How many lifetimes ago was this? And someone might say 5. It doesn't really matter. But and then you'll go on and how old were you? What year was it? So I've worked on some people. Something happened in the 1500s, and we resolved the issue then. And thereby they change sex, or the same sex, or something's happened, and you resolve the issue then. So you make that issue all better again as much as you can, make that person feel more resourceful, and then integrate that experience into this lifetime. So they've got those resources now, because there's a lack of beingness now, hence they feel that they need to resolve it. Now whether that is that it happened in the 1500s, or whether the unconscious has put it back so far that it's, I don't know, it might have happened when you were 15, but it might come up with sort of, no, I'm going to repress it that much, I'm going to only sort it back in the 1500s. I suspend my belief about the whole thing and just trust what the unconscious mind wants to do. And if the unconscious mind says it's 1500s, then let's work with it in the 1500s. We resolve what issue needs to, let's say, clubbed to death in the 1500s by my brother, who I'm with this lifetime, and no wonder sort of like I'm angry at him all the time. So you resolve that. So there's sort of like, oh, he's clubbed me to death. Okay, and how do you feel now? Well, actually, I'm all right again now. How do you feel towards him? I feel this huge compassion towards him. Sort of like he didn't understand what he was doing. He was. Yes. Do you feel okay about that now? How do you feel towards your brother now? Just a sense of connection and just love now. Okay, and like bring you back into this lifetime. And how do you feel towards your brother now? Yeah. Feel I could talk to him now. Okay, and very briefly, sort of that's the kind of thing. And hence, you're more present now. You're not wanting to hit him over the head with a mallet now, because something you did to you 500 years ago, which brings you much more into the present moment. So when you're in that moment with brother, poor brother, whatever sex the brother, but and I've just made this one up, but I have worked with experiences like that. Very often we can be quite present, But life challenges us and then makes us completely all over the place. And, oh, I've lost my place. Oh, life, it's really difficult. So that's about the being and the now as well. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.